Hello, this is Ninja Dasher U. I am on a mission to South America this time because Sensei Silverblade decided to send me back there. Why he decided to send me to the Middle East and then to South America, I don't know. It must have been due to the, due to the volcanicness of that particular region at the time. It is still a pretty volcanic region politically, but any which way, my first stop in South America will be Angels Falls. It is definitely going south from where I have decided to make my ninja base until I find a better spot in New York City. When first I arrived at Angels Falls, I learned from some of the tourists that it was the largest uninterrupted waterfall. It was very amazing, and I believe that was in the world too. It was rather amazing to see such a large waterfall. It was rather fun too to also see the similarities between that and the peninsula it was on and the movie Up. Very interesting. It took 9.5 days to climb the mountain and 1.5 days to get back down, and that was the fastest climb on record. I believe they had to do it during the dry season, because during the wet season it was simply too rainy and slippery for them to make the full climb to the top and not get injured. Wonder how much time it would take ninjas to do it. The next place that I went was a place called Cano Cristales or something like that. There's a unique plant that covers the bottom of the river between the wet and the dry seasons. It is really quite amazing because during those wet and dry seasons, there's just too much water and too little water in order for this plant to survive. But there a little time, like a week or so, in between the wet and the dry seasons, this plant can survive and it covers the bottom of the river and makes these awesome shades. It almost looks like a rainbow. It's like reds and some greens and yellows, and it was amazing. You would not believe all the life and just energy and how colorful it was. So how that works is that when the river is high, there's not enough sunlight that gets through the water to the plants. Yet during the dry season, there's not enough water to support the life of the plants. So there is a perfect medium there for about a week where it works and it looks amazing. I simply had to visit this spot as long as I was in South America. The other spot that I simply had to visit while I was in South America, that was also quite beautiful and stuff, was the Galapagos Islands. It was amazing. They had penguins, whale sharks, giant turtle things called tortoises or something like that, iguanas, seals, you names it. They seemed to have them all. It also was Ecuador's first national park. That's not exactly what makes this island stand out necessarily. It's more its wildlife, but here on this wildlife is simply amazing. Here's where many new species were discovered. It was actually where Charles Darwin said that he mostly came up with the idea of evolution, with all these various creatures that look like a mix of different creatures that, are seen more widely around the world. Machu Picchu definitely would have been a good stronghold if ninjas had lived in this area of the world back when it was first created. It is said that it was so tightly done up in stone that you could not even slip a razor between the stones. I've heard not even a hair. I tried it didn't really work that well. But still, it was the last strongholds of the Incans before their civilization fell. It is amazing. It is up on the mountains and built in terraces, which make it rather unique from the start. However, what truly makes this site amazing is that it's so high up, and of course it's just very, very iconic for the Incans. The next place I visited was another water body. It was called Lake Titicaca or something like that. I am not sure if I got the pronunciation right on that one, but I'm pretty sure about it. What makes it so amazing is that, well, from a natural perspective, it kind of looks like a puma hunting a rabbit. You have to turn the map though so that it, has that north side pointing right when you're looking down at it. However, then once you turn it in that direction, it kind of looks like a puma hunting a rabbit, which is kind of fun, I had a lot of fun learning the ways of escaping from rabbits. Very interesting. They did have a couple pumas around there, but still. They also had floating reeds that make fake islands around the lake. It was amazing. You could jump on them and they wouldn't even sink. It was pretty awesome. Depending on how, big the island was. Some of them were a little small and you just sploosh right into the water. That was no fun. But otherwise, very fun. The Amazon rainforest. I like to call it the Amazon. It is the world's largest rainforest. It also has the Amazon River running through it, which might be part of why they call it the Amazon. But still, it is the world's second longest river in the world, and 20% of the world's oxygen is produced in the Amazon rainforest. It is quite amazing. I have seen a lot of water bodies, and it is still pretty cool. Not as colorful as the Cano Cristales, but still. The Aganzu Falls. I probably have the pronunciation wrong, but oh well. I'm not that upset about it. Now, of course, unless somebody walks up to me with, some sort of a weapon and says, "You've got it all wrong. Now, say it right, or I hurt you." In that case, I'd probably just kick their butt and take their weapon, but still, The Inganzu Falls is one of 7 wonders of nature. It is really impressive. It is comparable to, not Niagara Falls, it's the, oh dear, the one in Africa, I forget its name. It's not Niagara, though, pretty sure. The Niagara is the tall one that's in America, but it's the other big wide one. It was amazing to behold. I did not know that they had a fall like this in South America. It's almost shaped like a horseshoe, with 2 waterfalls. That just made it even more impressive. There is a story that the natives tell behind the waterfall, however, and I will repeat it now. It goes as such. The immortal woman fell in love with a mortal man. As usual, this sort of thing does not tend to turn out well in any story. However, it happened, and as the immortal woman and the mortal man attempted to escape because the immortal woman had an immortal lover, and he was not very happy that they wanted to get married. So they tried to sail away down the river in a canoe. In his rage, he slashed at the river, condemning them to an eternal fall. An interesting story at the very least. Anyway, to my next stop. The next stop was Casa Pueblo en Puenta, or something like that. Once again, probably have the pronunciation wrong, but I'm not that worried about it. So, it was built by a Uruguayan artist. His name was Carlo Piez Villero or something like that. I wouldn't use a voice-activated search. It is also like a museum and art gallery. However, it has also been turned into a hotel, and I've heard there's a restaurant inside. I personally decided not to go in. I got a little stuck gazing at the outside. Some good artwork and such. So I used my camera and took a couple of pictures. The last place was the Torres del Paine. I probably have the pronunciation wrong. At some point I should go look these up. But for now, just the Torres del Paine will work for me. There is mountains and a glacier, I should say, and a lake and rivers, and it's just pretty much got everything. Except for a volcano. Don't think they have a volcano. At least not that they told me. However, the weather is quite unpredictable there. It has been mentioned on their website, or a website at the very least. I think it was their website. But it has been mentioned that the weather is so unpredictable that you should really plan for a couple extra days when you go here, especially if you're camping. You might get stuck out in the weather. Sounds like a nice place for a little winter vacation, huh? This will conclude my tour of South America. Once again, no idea where Sensei Silverblade is sending me next. However, I do know that it will be fun. Until next time.